So good afternoon all. So today we are going to discuss about the inverse Laplace transformation using convolution theorem. Okay. In convolution theorem, we can say that we will have two functions, that is f of t and g of t we will have. The convolution of f of t and g of t will be denoted by this star. It is denoted as integration 0 to t f of u into g of t minus u into du. Okay, so this is the definition of, this is a formula for the convolution. Now we are going to see the original convolution theorem. That is, it says that the Laplace transform of convolution of two functions f of t and g of t, f of t and g of t is product of Laplace transform of each functions. Laplace transforms of each functions. Okay, so actually this is saying that Laplace of f of t convolution g of t, which is equal to Laplace of f of t multiplied by Laplace of g of t. Okay, so now we are having this equation. Here we are going to take inverse on both sides. While we are taking inverse on both sides, what we will get? Laplace inverse L f of t into Laplace inverse of Laplace g of t. So finally we are getting the terms f of t convolution g of t, which is equal to f of t multiplied by g of t. So this is the equation we got finally. So this only we are going to use to solve the inverse Laplace equations. Okay, so next we will go for the problems. So this is the main formula we are going to use for the problems. So usually we will use Laplace transforms formulas. Here for convolution theorem we are going to find the inverse Laplace transformation. So that we are going to use some formulas, basic formulas that you can find in the engineering mathematics books also. You can go through that formulas. Okay. So first problem, find L inverse of 1 by s into s square plus 1 by convolution theorem. Okay, so they are saying that find this Laplace inverse by the convolution theorem. So once you getting this type of questions, you can proceed with the convolution theorem. Okay, so what is given in your question? That is important. You can separate this function as L inverse of 1 by S into L inverse of 1 by S square plus 1. Okay, so we know that Laplace inverse of K by S equal to K. So that we are going to get 1 here for this part. And next we know that L inverse of 1 by S square plus 1 is, so general formula is A divided by S square into A square. If you are getting A here, you can write as sine. Here A, T. So this is the formula. So by using this formula, we will get here sine T. Okay. So what is our convolution theorem? Says that, so now I am erasing this part. You can note the formulas. Convolution theorem says that f of t into g of t, it is nothing but f of t convolution of g of t. So here f of t is 1 and g of t is sine t. So we are going to find a f of t convolution g of t. Actual formula was this is 0 to t f of u into g of t minus u into du. Okay, so f of t is here, that means f of u means 1 and g of t minus u means sine of t minus u, okay, into du. What is the integration of this thing? You have to solve it. Integration of sine is obviously minus cos. So that we are going to use here cos of t minus u divided by, here we are going to integrate with respect to u. That implies your coefficient in front of u is minus 1. Okay. So you are going to substitute that also. Apply your limits. It will have the format of, when you are substituting upper limit, you will get 0 and that means cos 0 minus lower limit is 0, that is cos t. So finally you are getting 1 minus cos t. Okay, so what is the Laplace inverse of this function? 1 divided by s into a square plus 1. So this is your answer of this question. So here we are having simple functions. If we extend some other questions like Laplace inverse of some 1 divided by s plus 1 a square plus 9 in terms. Okay. What is the idea? Same idea only. So we are going to separate this function as Laplace inverse of 1 by s plus 1 into Laplace inverse of 1 by s square plus 9. Okay. So what are the formulas we are going to use here is Laplace, this is the formula, a Laplace inverse of 1 divided by s plus a is equal to e power minus at. Here if we have plus a, we have to put a e power minus a. Okay, opposite sign we have to consider. Similarly, Laplace inverse of 1 divided by s square plus 9 is going to be, that is a general formula I will use here, will write here, that is a divided by s square plus a square. Okay, so suppose it is sine 80. Okay, here a term we want to get. Here we can write it as L inverse of s plus 1. By using this formula, it is e power minus t. By using L inverse of 1 by s square 3 square, by comparing these two formulas, what is missing here? 3 is missing here, right? So we are going to multiply and divide it by 3. So what will be your now? We can write it as 1 divided by 3 and 3 divided by s square plus 3 square. So it is the formula of sine 3t. All these you have to keep it in your mind. If a is in your numerator, that will be sine 3t. If s in your numerator, it will convert to your trigonometry function cos. Okay. So here I am going to substitute this in this equation. L inverse of 1 by s plus 1 into a square plus 9, which is equal to e power minus t into sine 3t. Here we are having some doubt, that is we are having exponential function and also a trigonometric function. Which function you have to go into choose as f of t? So we know the isolate function, right? Isolate function. So this is inverse, this is logarithm, this is algebra, this is trigonometry and exponential. So we are having trigonometry and exponential. So here trigonometry we have to take first. Okay. So f of t is sine 3t and g of t is e power minus t. Okay. Now we can find a f of t into g of t, which is equal to f of t convolution g of t. Okay. So this have some formula, that is 0 to t f of u into g of t minus u into du. Okay. Here we are going to substitute f of u means integration 0 to t sine 3u. Okay. Here e power minus of t minus u into du. We can write it as u minus t. We can write it as u minus t. Okay. So we are having variable u here. So all other variables are constant. So you can neglect that constant also. Finally, we can write this equation as 0 to t. E power minus t is your constant. I am taking out e power minus t, 0 to t e power u into sine 3u. Here keep it in your mind, we have 1 by 3 also. So here also we have some 1 by 3. Okay. Here also we have some 1 by 3. So what is the formula? Integration formula, this is integration of e power ax sine bx into dx, which is equal to e power ax divided by a square plus b square into, this is sine. So we have to start from sine. A sine bx minus b cos bx. Okay. You have to use this formula directly here. How can you use? Finally, you are getting e power minus t, e power au. Here a is 1, b is 3. So e power u 10 into a is 1. So sine 3x minus 3 cos 3x. Okay, here you are going to substitute limits also. When you are substituting upper limit, what you will get? Upper limit, this function is constant, so I am just taking this 10 also outside. Here e power t sin 3t minus 3 into cos 3t. Substituted upper limit. Now go for the lower limit. Lower limit means e power 0 into sin 0 minus 3 cos 0. Okay. So now while simplifying this, 1 by 30, multiply this e power minus t inside. So that is e power minus t, e power t will be cancelled. After that you are getting sin 3t minus 3 cos 3t, and next minus, this term will be 0 and minus of minus 3. So you are getting plus 3. Here outside there is a e power minus t. So e power minus t. So this is the solution of this problem. Okay. Next we are going to see another problem. What I am going to do is, here I am going to put some s alone. Okay. How the problem will change. Okay. Can you see that? First one is, this is a third example. Find L inverse of s divided by s plus 1, s plus 9. In same problem, I am just adding s only. Okay. So here also doing same procedure. I can split this function as two ways. How we can split s by s plus 1 into L inverse of 1 by s square plus 9. Okay, and also we can split like 1 divided by s plus 1 into L inverse of s divided by s square plus 9. Okay, so these two ways we can consider. So which one is easy to work out? That we have to find. If we choose second one, we have direct formula. So I am choosing second one. I am just neglecting the first one. Okay. So L inverse of 1 divided by s plus 1 into L inverse of s divided by s square plus 9. Here we know the formula, that is e power minus t. Here we know if we have s means you have to go for the cos trigonometrical function. So that means cos 3t. Okay, this is your function. Here also we are having combination of exponential and trigonometrical function. So you have to consider first trigonometrical function as your f of t. Okay, similarly g of t is e power minus t. So now go for the convolution. Here I will solve directly. 0 to t, f of u means into g of t minus u into du. Okay. So what is the f of u? F of u is cos 3u. G of t minus u is e power minus of t minus u into du. So here also we can write it as e power u minus t. Okay. Next is, same way we are going to proceed. Here, which one is a constant? e power minus t is a constant. Finally, here we are having that e power u and cos 3u into du. Here also we are having some formula, e power integration of e power ax into cos bx into dx, which is equal to e power ax divided by a square plus b square into your, here if you have cos means you have to start from cos function. So a cos bx plus b sin bx. Here in cos you will have plus, in sin you will have minus. Okay. Here I am going to substitute this formula directly, that is e power u by 10. Here also a is 1, b is 3. So e power u divided by 10 cos 3u here plus 3 sin 3u. Okay. Here also we should have u, okay, because we are integrating in terms of u. So here also we should change. Okay. Directly substitute your limits. When you are substituting your limits, I am taking 10 also outside. Okay. Here e power t cos 3t plus 3 sin 3t, and now lower limit e power 0 cos 0 plus 3 sin 0. So now I am going to multiply this e power t, and we are getting that cos 3t plus 3 sin 3t. Next minus cos 0 is 1. So here we are having e power minus t. So finally you are having this. Okay. So how it varies? If s is included, then solution is different. If s is not included, then solution is differs. Okay. You have to concentrate on that also. Can we see the generalized format? Till now we have solved the inverse Laplace transforms in terms of some integers. Here I am going to give you as the generalized terms, L inverse of s by, 1 by s plus a, s plus b. Here if you substitute any numbers instead of a and b, you can find a solution directly. Okay. So here I am going to write it as Laplace inverse of 1 divided by s plus a into Laplace inverse of 1 divided by s plus b. What is the formula for this? This is a e power minus at. This is e power minus bt. Okay. So here both are exponential function. You can take anything as f of t, anything as g of t. So f of t is e power minus at, and next is g of t is e power minus bt. Okay. So now we are going to convolution theorem statement. That means equation.